In the wild, the rules are rigid. Survival is always a calculation of mass, speed, and jaw pressure. Millions of years of evolution have ensured that in a direct confrontation, the larger, heavier creature wins. Nature doesn't offer many exceptions to this hierarchy. This creates a unique tension for human children. To a toddler, every adult, every piece of furniture, and every animal is a giant. They are born into a world where they are the smallest and least capable actors. To navigate this, we create specific stories for them. These narratives provide a way to imagine surviving in a world where the odds are stacked entirely against the small. These rhymes act as a mental sandbox, offering a sense of agency physical reality denies them. The Hindi rhyme Aha Tamatar is a perfect example of this. It takes a familiar scenario and immediately begins dismantling the natural order. The lyrics take a simple, common vegetable and present it as the catalyst for a total reversal of power. This diagram compares the standard, agonizingly slow process of biological adaptation against a single, immediate shortcut. Instead of waiting generations to get stronger, the character simply consumes the tomato and instantly steps outside the food chain. Each verse provides an example of how this red fruit turns a victim into a victor. The first case is the most recognizable. A mouse eats the tomato, and suddenly it is the one chasing the cat. This isn't a random interaction. It targets the most fundamental animal rivalry. It takes the creature that has spent its entire history hiding in the walls and places it in the center of the room in pursuit. The song suggests that a single action can override the instincts of both the hunter and the hunted. The fear that usually dictates the mouse's life simply vanishes. Before the rhyme addresses physical strength, it first addresses the courage required to stand your ground. From there, the rhyme leaves the animal kingdom's rivalries behind and begins to challenge the concept of physical scale. In the second verse, an ant eats the tomato and chases away an elephant. To understand the shift, look at the mass involved. An ant is nearly weightless on this scale, while an elephant represents tons of solid muscle and bone. The tomato is doing more than just helping the ant fight. It is making the elephant's size irrelevant. The pattern continues with a monkey chasing a hippo. Again, the lyrics pair a light animal against a heavy land mammal. Each verse increases the opponent's weight class. The gap grows wider, yet the encounter's result remains exactly the same. By this point, the song has moved past any biological logic. It has established a world where the smaller you are, the more significant your victory becomes. In the final verse of the rhyme, the song makes a final jump, leaving the woods and the fields entirely. It introduces the characters Motu and Patlu. Patlu, the thin and physically weak character, eats the tomato and drives away the much larger Motu. This moves the lesson from the world of nature into the world of modern entertainment that children see every day on their screens. The tomato is shown to be so effective that it works on fictional characters just as easily as on ants or mice. On one level, this is a very practical song. It's a tool used by parents to convince children that eating their vegetables is the path to becoming big and strong. It frames a bowl of tomatoes not as a chore, but as a source of immediate, tangible power. But the repetition of these verses also does something for the child's perspective. It introduces the idea that a giant can be moved. It suggests that there is always a way to bridge the gap between where you are and the power you see in others. For an adult, the tomato might be specialized knowledge, a new tool, or a clever strategy. It represents the specific advantage needed to overcome a much larger problem. Ultimately, Aha Tamatar teaches that no matter the scale of the opposition, you are only one catalyst away from changing the outcome.